Hi everyone, welcome on board to Helper.tv.
As you all know, the tribunal is still ongoing and it is about who won the election and who did not win the election, who rigged the election, who did not rig the elections. Well, as it is, a lot of reactions are trailing the activities of the legal representative of Peter Obi, and one of them is Reno Omokri. Is one of those who have said several things about the representative of Peter Obi Labour Party at the tribunal. According to Peter Obi, he said he won the election, and how he won it, he said he was going to prove that to the court. He was going to prove that at the tribunal, and he was also going to request for INEC to show, meaning the burden of proof. The burden is on INEC to show to Nigerians how they came about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC, winning the elections. Now, Reno Omokri said something that I want to share. And of course, I want us to also listen to the latest update on Labour Party Tribunal. Are they going to get this done right? Are they going to get it right? We'll find out. Now, you know how politicians behave, or those who are seeking for favors. At times, they will make noise about this person, this party, and before you know it, they will slide into this party that they've been against. And when you ask them, they will say, well, I'm here to add value, I'm here to do this and that. They just say a lot of things. Now, former presidential aide, Reno Omokri, has been all over his Twitter handle saying a lot of things. He said something, and I'm going to read word for word. He said Peter Obi's legal team and their witnesses at the Presidential Election Petition Court are simply an embarrassment. This was a man who was boasting that he had all his evidence and witnesses. And look at the type of witnesses they are producing. A mathematics professor who blamed his inability to prove that Peter Obi won the Nigerian elections 2023 on lack of time. Another, Lawrence Nwanka, got confused in court. Lawyers who make schoolboy errors by blundering their schedule of documents and then asking for more time. This is not looking good for Peter Obi, not at all. Not good at all. Well, I want us to be patient because we will be listening, like I said, to some few updates on the outcome of the tribunal. Is it looking bleak for Peter Obi? Is this a waste of time and money? Is Peter Obi going to challenge Bola Ahmed Tinubu after 4 years? Or is it after 8 years? Is Peter Obi going to ever have a chance to be president of Nigeria? Is Peter Obi going to add value when he becomes president of Nigeria? All of this is called hope. I want you to like and share this video. I want you to subscribe to the channel. Let us listen to the update.
Yeah, I think Mr. Oshotokun is just getting set to go right into the core of the tribunal, you know, the quality of legal representation, the quality of witnesses that they are, you know, the evidences that they are bringing forward. The preambles that he has started with are personal assessment of what he witnessed. When you say that you have, you know, when you're talking about 90% of the youth voting for Obi, where will those youths be, for example? I mean, and who authored such statistics? Will he be in the states where Mr. Peter Obi won convincingly? He mentioned Lagos, he mentioned a few other places, especially where he had personal encounters. But will that be the case in many of the other states, particularly in the north and in the southwest, where Peter Obi didn't win? Would that be a reflection of how the youth voted too? So I think that it will be important to stay with what has been presented at the tribunal. All right, so we have Mr. Oshotokun back.
Look, you are talking about the tribunal. There are some things that use the circumstantial evidence, which I was speaking to. I was not merely saying that about demographic distribution of voters. I did make the point that the presidential candidate of APC at that time, who is the president now, said in London, hope everybody listen to it, If you want us to win this election, snatch it, grab it. So what do you expect from? And then, of course, what you quoted him saying about truncating the democracy, unnecessary. If you take both of them together, it adds up. Now, of course, in Nigeria, again, it's unrealistic of me to believe that people who have the capacity and the opportunity to vote, to rig the election, well, of all the three principal candidates, the person who has that advantage obviously is the APC candidate. So if that APC candidate had said this prior to the election, so it adds up. Of course, we are talking about it. So these circumstantial evidences are part of what the court will consider.
All right.
The tribunal, we have a case, we have evidences, we have a thing. But look, the judiciary itself is under unnecessary stress set. The judiciary is not supposed to elect a president for the country. All right, so it is unusual what we now go through in Nigeria that about, immediately you do have this election, you proceed to court, asking them to choose an election, the winner for you. And this is quite unfortunate, especially against the backdrop of what a senator, Senator Bukachua, said openly on the floor of the Senate, that he influenced his wife, who was the Chief Justice of the Federal Court of Appeal, to favor senators here. No, he said it openly. So by now, I would have thought the NJC would have invited him to come and clarify what he said. Here was a man confessing, that in collusion with his wife, who was the Chief Justice of the Federal Court of Appeal, they manipulated the election results. So, Nigeria is such a country that, when you look at whatever case you want to make about, you have a surfeit of evidence.
Welcome back. Now, it is clear, very much clear, that it will be difficult for the legal representative of Peter Obi, Labour Party, to prove without any doubt that Peter Obi won this election. I'll break it down. Why? That is because the onus is on INEC to prove that, or to show the pathway, or to show how they came about announcing Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC, as the winner. And the question we should ask ourselves is this: apart from what was played on AIT, because the court, the Tribunal subpoena some, media houses to play certain things that Mahmood Yakub, the chairman of INEC, what he said prior to the elections. How is this all going to add up to prove that Peter Obi won the elections? They say, show us the process in which you won this election. Show us the process in which you announced that Bola Ahmed Tinubu won the elections. This is what Peter Obi is saying. That's why I say it's going to be difficult. Apart from witnesses that they said they have and certain evidences that they claim that they have. All of these things, how is it going to hold water in court? How are they going to be able to prove otherwise? With the way things are, with the structure, of course, you heard it clearly that whoever has the opportunity, the upper hand to commit electoral fraud will do it. And they said APC is at the right space point to do this for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, meaning most of the politicians in Nigeria never got there without committing one form of fraud or the other. Peter Obi said he had never in any day, any time in his life, bought anybody or whatever, or induced people to vote for him, paying them. He said he has never done this. He's saying it. If there are other people or whoever it is out there that can prove otherwise, like, no, Peter Obi, you paid this person to do this and that, they can as well come out. But regardless of all of these things, regardless of it, how? What do you think? What do you think if you're obedient or you think Peter Obi won the election? What do you think Where are the proofs enough? You might say, oh, can't you see the proof? No. You have to show proof. How do you go about showing this proof? They said, don't you see there are video evidences? Are there video evidences of 36 states? Because according to the report, they said Peter Obi did not win landslide or at all notable figures in the southwest. Neither did he win in the north of Nigeria. If APC won in the north, won in the southwest, and Peter Obi only won in the southeast, how then did Peter Obi win the election? These are questions on the minds of a lot of people. But then, as you heard, they said all of these efforts are just, all of these efforts by Labour Party, by Peter Obi, is to truncate democracy, is to create this and that. We are hearing this. In fact, Bola Ahmed Tinubu even said it himself during the Democracy Day speech. He said, well, he has won the election. Whoever is saying he didn't win means not well for themselves too, because if they win, then they should not say they won. Why is it that when you win, that is when you think you won, and when other people win, you feel that they did not win? It must be you. It must always be you. It's so sad. It's so sad. It is complicated. And the reason why all of these things are happening this way is because we do not have a reliable database, at least to be able to beat 70% of electoral fraud. If you go to countries where they have reliable database, go to the United States, go to the UK. There was a time in the United Kingdom where certain individuals produced identities of people that are dead, and these identities were used to vote, just to sway election in certain directions. So there is no election that is 100% free and fair. There is always going to be someone who is trying to cheat, cut corners, depending on the stake. And Nigeria being what it is, where politicians become alpha and the omega, they become the almighty. When they get into that seat, it's an opportunity for them to still kill and destroy. They do a lot of terrible things. It is now a do or die affair to them. Just imagine what they would do to get that vote. Imagine what we do. Some will rig, some will try to hack INEC server, some will pay. There's nothing they will not do to get to that position. I don't know what your thoughts are as regards this. Do you still have hope that Peter Obi will come out victorious? Drop your comment, like and share, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.